You should know direct is the best way to communicate.
What the fuck you arguing with Smitty for?
None of your damn business.
Are you dirty like they say you are? You are hiding something from me again, and I don't like it. If we're gonna be partners, it has to be 100%. Or one of us might not be there when the other one needs us the most.
You blowing money fast on this side. I think I'm Big Meech.
What up, welcome back to the channel. I'm with Ajiona and we're locked in. Where is the relationship between Detective Bryant and Detective Veronica about to head down? Now they keep mentioning transparency, and it looks like they were trying to get transparent with each other's clothes while they were doing the stakeout of young Terry and Miss Marquisha. But these two, their relationship, it went from not wanting to work together to potentially working together and closely with each other. Now we're going to try to break down what this relationship is between the two of them, but before we do, if you like BMF content, hit your subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you hit that like button and follow me on Instagram right here. Detective Bryant has his own issues at his house with his son Kevin, and Veronica, she's noticing this, but also Veronica is noticing that he isn't being true about everything that he has going on, especially about one of his criminal informants, B. Mickey. Plus, they did a little bit of flirting in the last episode. So how is this relationship going to play out? Let's try and figure it out. I'm going to go ahead and admit it. Detective Bryant might be one of the worst cops that we've seen under the 50 Cent umbrella, being in Power or in BMF. At first I didn't realize it, but as the show goes on, we start to notice he really is horrible. He pulled a gun on Meech after Lamar shot him. Detective Veronica said we need to get him to the hospital because that's our job, to serve and protect. No matter who's wrong, who's right, we need to take him in. Also, in the last episode, we seen how he pulled up and he was disrespecting Saki while he was on the ground talking to Meech. Him and Veronica are partners. We keep hearing the word transparency thrown around, but Detective Bryant isn't giving that same respect to Veronica. They always clash, but in the end, he'll leak a little bit of information to her to keep her on his side. That's a huge negative on Detective Bryant. Now, from the moment we seen Detective Veronica on the scene, we knew that she was going to be the one to actually go through all of the policies, follow the rule book, and try to crack down on the streets and clean it up. We heard her backstory. We seen how she was trying to protect Meech after he was shot. She also brought Meech and Lamar in to have them two potentially tell on each other. But she doesn't know the streets like that, and that's where Detective Bryant comes in as her partner. And this is one reason she's saying she wants this transparency, so she can understand all of the major players in the streets. Even though she has a little bit of detail, she wants to know more because she knows Detective Bryant has been doing this for years. But he's keeping her out of this because he has his own personal vendetta against Meech, stemming back to the first season. But as we've been watching Detective Veronica, she's watching Bryant closely. You know, she's always been around whenever they seen B. Mickey. They chased after B. Mickey. She hit somebody with the car, took him on in. They got information from B. Mickey about 1.5 bricks and locking up 2 people. But Detective Bryant still isn't telling her that B. Mickey is giving her every bit of information that he has so he can go set up in Meech. And this is one reason she's saying, all right, you need to let me know, because if you remember, the captain came back and said, hey, you two aren't doing your job. And that's when we got the new lead on K9 with potentially killing Big L. Now let's look deeper into this relationship. These two always have different opinions and different ideas of how they want to approach a situation. When it came to Denise being locked up, Bryant said, let's let her sit, suffer, and think about everything that she's been doing to try to get her to crack. Veronica, on the other hand, wants to go in there and get information because she feels if I'm friendly with the people, good cop, bad cop, they'll start to open up a little bit more. Detective Bryant, he's more of a foot in your butt, straight getting to the action. Tell me what I want to know. I don't care about any of the other details. In one of those prime examples, Saki's dead. He's talking to Meech like there isn't a dead body back here. So Veronica wants to know, what is your vendetta with Meech? And why are you going and bending the rules to do this? So for her, this is her livelihood. She wanted to come back to the streets and clean up all of this, but it's kind of looking like she's noticing that Detective Bryant might be the person putting a little bit of dirt onto the streets, and she might need to be the one to clean up these streets. But we seen a shift in the relationship because it got a little personal in episode 6. And that's because she's seen him getting work out of the evidence locker to go take to one of his informants that she hasn't been properly introduced to. And from there, they're going to go on to stake out a young Terry. So we're seeing Veronica, and now it's looking a little clear that maybe she's getting close to Bryant to try to connect the dots on everything and potentially try to bring him down. But this could backfire because we know Detective Bryant, he has people within the police department that he can depend on to give him information also. So I personally would like to say, don't be surprised if we see Detective Veronica getting closer to Bryant to try to get him to open up and give her some information so they can go ahead and start closing these cases. Because right now they got their flirt on. Nothing happened. But Veronica, she followed him because she knew that he was lying about meeting up with somebody. She said, "Where are you going, Bryant?" He said, "I got to deal with my son, Kevin." He doesn't want any of his personal stuff being let out, but it turns out he's not going to Kevin. And Veronica had a feeling that he wasn't being truthful. Now Veronica knows exactly who B. Mickey is. She gave him her card so he can call directly, but also she wants in on all of these setups, which leads B. Mickey to wearing the wire to set up Meech, all for Detective Bryant. But remember what I said, Veronica could be getting close to Bryant to try to use his informants to get information on everybody, even Detective Bryant. Although we know Detective Bryant makes it towards the end, we don't know what's going to go on in between then and now. And it looks like Veronica might be a lifeline, like Bryant said, to B. Mickey if he finds out that Bryant is doing things that he shouldn't be doing with B. Mickey. So Veronica, she might be in the driver's seat right now. She's playing like she don't know what's going on, but we all know that Veronica is smarter than we think. With the B. Mickey wearing a wire debacle that he had with Meech, this puts a restraint on things that Detective Bryant could potentially be doing. Yeah, he got that work out the evidence room. He needs to return that. It's gone. Meech took it. Now Detective Veronica, she was here. She didn't do anything with taking the evidence. She seen Bryant get it. Now she knows that he used B. Mickey to set up Meech. B. Mickey is now on the run. B. Mickey is now kidnapped. What does this mean for everyone? This means Detective Bryant, he's in big trouble. Veronica is his partner, so she's in trouble. So I could see her actually getting out here and being an investigator to try to figure out what the hell happened to him. The only person that knew that B. Mickey's mom was in that hospital was Bryant. So he might have to tell Veronica and be transparent about everything that's been going on and what he's been doing behind the scenes to cover himself moving forward, so he doesn't get fired and brought down to anything that these Flennory boys got going on. Let me know what you think about the relationship. Is Veronica playing Detective Bryant to try to get some information and extract what he knows? Or is she just green and she just going along with whatever he has and she's actually attracted to Detective Bryant and wants to be Kevin's stepmom? Let me know what you think. I'm Mo.J. If you like BMF content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.